It feels great to be able to pick this up again. It honestly does. A microphone that's actually not connected to a damn thing. So when I look in the camera and I'm like, I'm Eric Emanuel. I used to be 500 pounds. Look at me, I put in the hard work. I could kick that CM Pulse's ass. Yeah, what? Yeah, I could get in there. Let me get in a ring, come on. Imagine if I had friends that like ran a wrestling company and I could just come in the ring and be like, no, I don't want to, nope, stay in my lane. I'm a YouTuber, podcaster, wrestling host. We haven't earned any of the rest of this stuff. But what I think I have earned is the chance to talk with you guys about why you love wrestling. And I gotta tell you, before we get to that, I debuted in stand-up comedy last night. And you're probably like, well, why do you have the guitar then? Well, because I found out after committing to a 30-day plan of doing stand-up, last night was the last night of open mic night at that club that I fell in love with, which also had acoustic guitars, which reminded me of Elias. And it reminded me of changing your passions and combining two things at once and thinking, how cool was it that Elias didn't even know how to play the guitar a lot? Like, he was sitting out there like he knew a couple chords. He knew some stuff. He said about it. Like, he was practicing. And then he got to go up there and do his passion and keep getting better. And that must be like the best position to be in as a wrestler. So if I get booked in any companies, let me take this thing in there, because if that's what being heel is anyway, let me at least just practice my guitar. We'll do a concert. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Again, like, you can see this. This is very limited skill. But that's where I'm at with wrestling right now. I don't know, since this passion is brand new, I have to reach out to you guys. What have you been watching? What are you falling in love with in wrestling? I know there's such a big debate with AEW and WWE crowds, which, can I just say, the Dominic Mysterio and Logan Paul piped in chants are hilarious, because those of us that have said that, we said that because the very specific clips, they just sound the same. I never truthfully thought they were like piping in chants, but even if they were, what if they were just doing it in the arena and not the on the TV like we used to think? I think people online used to think that the crowd would have a pop and they would filter in something after. What if they found a new technology way to actually put it inside of the stadium so like nobody knows? See, that's a conspiracy theory. It doesn't matter. But AEW right now is giving a big gift to Sting tonight. I don't know if you're going to see this in time. That's pretty big. You got DPW, the boys are tearing it up. You got Chris Danger's debut coming up. You got GTS Wrestling doing their thing. You got TNA Wrestling is back. Do you know how cool it is that coming up on Rods of Glory and some of the shows that I got working on, we're going to be able to talk TNA again. I never talked TNA originally. That was Pulse's thing. I didn't even bother talking TNA. Sure, it's just Impact, now TNA, but it is what it is. And this is where one's mind can just continue to race. But let's slow down. Let's take it one step at a time. Comment one thing that you really love in wrestling right now. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing. It doesn't have to be the thing that people even like shout the most of. What's that one little thing? The best example I can give you is, I remember going back to SummerSlam, I think it was 2015, 2016, something like that. And I genuinely remember girls talking about, or 18, it was like Nia Jax. And they were like, we're here for Nia Jax. And I just remember people going, nuh-uh. And then just thinking, like, this is $1 billion company. People come for different reasons. Like, there are legitimate people that come to WWE because they like the costumes. Like, they probably don't even watch WWE. Okay, maybe not, I don't know. I don't want to think for people. But we all watch for different reasons. And that's kind of what I want to explore. And that's kind of like where I think wrestling fans are so unique right now. I don't think we have to shut each other out. I started talking about a podcast with my buddy Corey, and unfortunately, he's got some things. Hopefully he'll join me one day. But we started talking about going back and forth about, what if you just let your buddies talk? Like, what if on a podcast, hear me out here, you could just talk with your friends about the wrestling you loved, and instead of that person going, that's why it's not good, you just shut your mouth and let them talk. It's an interesting concept, even if you limit it to like 30 seconds. Like, you tell me why this guy is there, and then we turn it into a game. Because if you love something enough to go out of your way to watch it, to comment it, you do not need a friend crapping on it. You don't. Now, on social media, it's fun to do. It's fun to crap about the chants and Dominic Mysterio. But the problem is, even if they did pipe him in originally, by the time they're actually real chants and you're just mocking the old fans, it's the kayfabe business. So they really could have been filling it in the entire time. And in the end, like Linkin Park says, it doesn't even matter. And that's where my favorite part of this is knowing like Zach Bryan and like Taylor Swift, they play like 4 chords. So it won't be long until I'll be in the guitar in the ring. But until then, I want some wrestling. So what are you guys watching? I'm going to try to catch up on some DPW, AEW, WWE television has been fantastic, by the way. I have to give it to WWE. I know I've long said this, if you guys have watched my channel. Wrestling isn't wrestling part 2, going back to 2016, where I've said Triple H has planned this huge mega empire, planning things all around the world, like oil wells, as he's planning 7 premium events, oil wells. I've been seeing this shit coming since day one, and I'm not going to deny it anymore. We're here at the payoff. WWE's going to cash in the greatest storylines of the talent they've overlooked for 10 years. They're going to do it because now the money's flowing in, baby. So if you're a wrestling fan, buckle up, sit down, enjoy, and let me know first what you guys like to do. We're going to craft a community of people that hopefully just feel comfortable sharing what makes them want to talk. You're not going to get that friend in our group that's like, shut the hell up. Hopefully. I mean, if it gets a little heated, if you start telling me to shut up about the payoff. That's why I actually had to invent like a button if I actually had a podcast where they could like, I picture me like Pat McAfee as like the host of a show, and there would be like guests around me, and then all 3 of them could override me to shut me up. Like there would just be like an Eric button, and it would just go, and they would hit it, and then you would see like a power up bar go. I mean, you have to, because you remember those streams with Johnny, Tony, Pulse, where I would just carry on for hours at a time? Jesus Christ, you don't want that back. Or maybe we do. No, we don't. Nope, definitely don't want those. But tell me why you love wrestling. Be honest. Be open. Don't lie. Don't try to conform to your friends because they like Will Ospreay and they can't wait for Will Ospreay to come in the WWE or not go to the WWE. Why do you like Will Ospreay? Let's do that together. And until then, we're going to pick up the guitar. We're going to have some fun. We're going to like legitimately... I have no idea what I'm doing. See? Slowly, week by week, we're going to get better. Stand-up comedy. And actually, no, I can't put it in this video. I have a little clip of stand-up. Can I tell you something? When I did stand-up last night, I used to be 500 pounds, right? You guys know that. You saw how fat I was. It's everywhere. When you write comedy for the last 3 weeks and you go in there and then you just freeball it and you do it slow and you're like, I used to be 496 pounds. Do you know how hard life must have been? And then you just say scooters and it pops the crowd. And then you go, scooters are awesome. And then the crowd pops even harder. And you go, that's why it's got to be so hard to write wrestling television. The thing I improv'd popped the crowd more than anything. And I could go try to chase that. Do I go back to the writer's room and be like, 450 pounds in scooters, people are going to think that's funny? No, I set it up really slow and deliberately of how horrible my life must have been, unintentionally realizing to somebody, then they picture a 500-pound guy trying to ride a scooter, and that's where your initial gut reaction is, Jesus Christ, which is true, because I was a 500-pound guy just wanting to ride the scooter, so it was funny to me. But to some people, it's not. So I'm going to break down those barriers, we're going to keep going. So not only that, maybe you send me, do you guys do workout stuff? Can somebody help me? I'm willing to help you guys, but like, I'm doing yoga, I'm doing like some other stuff, but my weightlifting stuff, I don't have any weightlifting friends. I don't have a routine right now to really lift. So if you guys know anybody like that, I would love to join that kind of community if you have any suggestions for me. But until next time, Dolly, Eric, and God damn it, you're going to enunciate that E. Emmanuel, just wondering, where the hell am I going to end up next? Wait till the checks cash and sign them. God, that feels good.